Welcome to my channel. Sit back and enjoy the story. In the heart of a vast, untamed forest, nestled between rolling hills and a shimmering river, lay the small medieval village of Eldergrove. The villagers lived simple lives, relying on farming, hunting, and the occasional trade with travelers passing through. Life in Eldergrove was peaceful, though not without its hardships. The villagers spoke of ancient legends, tales of powerful relics, and hidden dangers buried deep within the earth. But these were often dismissed as mere stories to frighten children. One day, while out gathering firewood near the edge of the forest, a group of woodcutters stumbled upon something strange. The ground beneath them had given way, revealing a large metallic object partially buried in the earth. It was unlike anything they had ever seen, smooth, cold, and unyielding, with strange markings etched into its surface. The object was immense, far larger than any boulder or tree they had encountered, and it emitted a faint, almost imperceptible hum. The woodcutters, filled with a mix of curiosity and fear, quickly returned to the village to report their discovery. The village elder, a wise and cautious man named Garrick, decided to investigate. Accompanied by a few of the village's strongest men and a handful of curious children, Garrick made his way to the site. As they approached, the object seemed to pulse with an eerie energy. Garrick, though wary, could not resist the allure of the strange artifact. He ordered the men to dig around it, hoping to uncover its secrets. The villagers worked tirelessly, removing earth and stone, until the full extent of the object was revealed. It was a massive cylinder, with a pointed end and strange circular markings that glowed faintly in the dim light of the forest. The surface was smooth and cold to the touch, and no amount of force could pry it open. The villagers were at a loss. They had never encountered anything like it before. Some believed it to be a gift from the gods, while others feared it was a curse, a relic from a forgotten time. One night, a young blacksmith named Elric, driven by curiosity and a desire to prove his worth, decided to examine the object more closely. Armed with his tools, he approached the cylinder under the cover of darkness. As he worked, trying to pry open a small hatch on the side, he accidentally triggered a mechanism within the object. A loud, piercing sound echoed through the forest, waking the entire village. The cylinder began to glow, brighter and brighter, until it was almost blinding. The villagers, now fully awake, rushed to the site, only to witness the object emitting a low, rumbling noise. Panic spread like wildfire as the ground began to shake. Garrick, realizing that the object was far more dangerous than they had imagined, ordered everyone to flee. The villagers ran in terror, abandoning their homes and belongings as they sought refuge in the hills. From a distance, they watched in horror as the cylinder's glow intensified, culminating in a blinding flash of light that lit up the night sky like a second sun. The explosion that followed was unlike anything the villagers had ever experienced. A massive shockwave rippled through the land, flattening trees, shattering rocks, and sending debris flying for miles. The air was filled with the sound of roaring wind and the cries of the terrified villagers, as they were thrown to the ground by the force of the blast. When the light finally faded, and the dust settled, Eldergrove was no more. The village had been completely obliterated, reduced to a smoldering crater surrounded by scorched earth. The once lush forest was now a barren wasteland, and the river that had sustained the village was poisoned and lifeless. The survivors, huddled together in the hills, could only stare in disbelief at the destruction before them. They had no words to describe what they had witnessed, no understanding of the forces they had unleashed. All they knew was that they had awoken something ancient, something powerful, something that should have remained buried. In the years that followed, the story of Eldergrove became a cautionary tale, passed down through generations. The village was forgotten, its name erased from maps and memory, but the story lived on, a warning to all who dared to delve too deeply into the unknown, a reminder that some relics of the past are best left undisturbed, and deep beneath the earth, far from the eyes of men. The remnants of the nuclear device lay dormant, waiting for the day when it would be discovered once more. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you like this content. Until then,